This analysis seeks to conclude in a detailed trend forecast for the US and UK coronavirus infections and deaths into the end of April, the importance of which being to act as indicators for the primary driver for stock market trends since mid-February. Whereas was the case with my preceding forecast since the end of March, deviations against the coronavirus trend warned of worse prospects for the stock prices as the US and UK failed to follow the South Korean model of containing the pandemic. Instead, either proved completely incompetent in doing nothing despite having had well over a month's advance warning of what to expect, or perhaps by design so as to allow the virus to infect the general population, as it was deemed to be impossible to prevent in the long run given the movement of people, goods and services. And so a quick, sharp, deadly shock was deemed to be the most cost-effective solution. Whatever the thought process at work, the US and UK governments have now sown the seeds for the far worse COVID-19 pandemic than I had originally imagined would transpire over a month ago, when for instance the UK had just 9 cases and no deaths, with the stock market indices still trading at new all-time highs. Instead, the virus was repeatedly allowed to enter into our nations and grab a foothold, silently, quietly infecting hundreds then thousands, all whilst the likes of the CDC delayed procuring tests that actually worked, with similar behaviour by Public Health England. Why? Was it because the dark pools of capital were busy placing short market bets because they understood the consequences of governments failing to act competently, which would encourage an exponential curve for this pandemic? Many big players definitely got very rich on the corona crash. Let's hope the clueless investigative journalists who did not see this trend coming are able to dig deep into what has transpired in the lead up to the coronavirus crisis to find out exactly who got paid what to do what. Of course, in our cryptocurrency age, it's going to be difficult to track the transactions, but make no mistakes, this outbreak in the UK and US was not inevitable, but they chose not to do anything for a whole month, which even included the CDC sabotaging their own tests. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but the evidence speaks for itself. The dark pools of capital have once more been at work, looking to capitalize on unfolding events that they have attempted to prod in the direction that generates the most profit, after steadily having gained market exposure during February. For instance, by encouraging proponents of herd immunity to infect government decision-making process, so as to maximize coronavirus infections and market chaos, just as they had done in the lead up to the stock's bear market bottom of March 2009, by promoting fear whilst accumulating stocks, all whilst the perma-clueless were busy propagandizing Dow heading even lower, as much as 50% lower. This is how the rich get richer, ultimate ruthlessness, even prepared to sacrifice millions in the pursuit of easy money trends. And so the dark pools of capital saw an opportunity for huge profits if only the CDC and its kind failed to do their jobs, go to sleep for a whole month so that the virus could stealthily infect and spread to spark financial panic. Remember, the $600 trillion derivatives market is a zero-sum game. For every loser there's a winner, which given the 33% stock market crash, then there are going to be a lot of big winners out there. So who sold it short near the top and then will be buying it long near the bottom? And the rest of this extensive analysis that concludes in a detailed coronavirus trend forecast for both the US and UK, which is followed by stock market implications, has first been made available to patrons who support my work. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, Do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work, because there is a silver lining in this dark cloud, which you'll find out if you subscribe. And do remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos in this series as we face the oncoming coronavirus storm. The next 3 weeks are not gonna be good. They're gonna be catastrophic.